Stage and screen legend Julie Andrews, beloved for her performances in Mary Poppins and The Sound of Music, has taken on a different role in recent years, that of a children's book author.
Everyone thought Julie Andrews was too sweet to ever hate anyone, but Hollywood knew better. Behind that perfect smile and crystal voice was a grudge that quietly burned for years. She never spoke about it publicly, but the tension between her and one woman in the industry became impossible to ignore. So, who was bold enough to get on Julie Andrews' bad side? Let's find out, right here on StarLoop News. Long before she became Mary Poppins or Maria Von Trapp, Julie Andrews was the very definition of poise and perfection. But Hollywood isn't kind to perfection, especially when it's underestimated. After conquering Broadway as Eliza Doolittle in My Fair Lady, Julie was sure she'd be chosen to star in the film adaptation. She was Eliza. Her voice, her humor, her transformation on stage, audiences adored her. Yet, when Warner Brothers announced the movie, Julie's name was nowhere in sight. Studio head Jack Warner had decided she wasn't movie star material. Instead, he handed the role to Audrey Hepburn, already a global icon thanks to Breakfast at Tiffany's. To Julie, it was a slap in the face. Years of perfecting Eliza, only to be replaced by a star with little singing experience. Even Audrey herself wasn't entirely comfortable. She reportedly told friends she understood why Julie's fans were upset, admitting the role belonged to her. But she also knew if she didn't take it, another movie star would. So she said yes, and the rivalry was set in motion. Audrey threw herself into the role, working long hours to master the songs. But behind the scenes, the studio made a devastating decision. They decided her voice wasn't strong enough, and secretly brought in another singer, Marni Nixon, to dub her performances. Audrey didn't find out until much later, and when she did, she was heartbroken. She'd taken Julie's role, and now she couldn't even call the singing her own. Meanwhile, Julie was making her film debut as Mary Poppins, a project Walt Disney himself had waited months for her to complete after she gave birth to her daughter. The film was pure magic, charming, funny, and unforgettable. Julie's performance dazzled critics, and when awards season came around, the tables turned dramatically. My Fair Lady was a box office smash, but Audrey didn't receive a single Oscar nomination. Mary Poppins, on the other hand, swept the nominations, and Julie Andrews won Best Actress. When she took the stage that night, Julie delivered her acceptance speech with the same elegance she was known for, but not without a subtle jab. She thanked a man who made all this possible, Mr. Jack Warner. The audience roared. It was poetic justice, Hollywood's sweetest revenge, wrapped in that flawless Julie Andrews grace. Afterward, a photo captured the two women together, Audrey smiling politely beside Julie, who held her golden Oscar. To the world, it looked like a moment of mutual respect, but insiders knew it symbolized something deeper. The Broadway girl who'd been told she wasn't movie enough had just outshined one of Hollywood's biggest stars. Yet, time has a way of softening old wounds. Years later, when they finally met again at the 1965 Oscars, Audrey leaned over and told her quietly, "Julie, you should have done it. I didn't have the guts to turn it down." And with that, the rivalry ended. From then on, Julie spoke fondly of her former rival, calling her one of the kindest, most gracious souls she'd ever met. In the end, what began as a painful betrayal turned into a story of respect and redemption. Julie Andrews didn't just prove herself to Hollywood. She redefined what grace under pressure truly means. And that's why, decades later, her story still echoes across time. A reminder that sometimes, the sweetest revenge is simply success itself. This is StarLoop News, where we uncover the untold stories behind Hollywood's most iconic legends. If you love this story, don't forget to hit that like, subscribe, and bell icon, so you never miss another peek behind the curtain of fame.